Myself, Dr. Devashish Rath, on behalf of Maharshi Markandeshwar Deemed to be University, Aurangabad HR Forum, and the co-sponsor of the event, Jasasri, we welcome all of you to this grand evening in Aurangabad. The flow of the event will continue. This is our third activities in Aurangabad. We started long back with our good friend from Jogesh Jadhav from Aurangabad HR Association. And I am personally very happy to see Marelapalli sir here. He has been a motivating factor and mentor to me, as well as to Jogesh. There are a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, we have planned for the evening. I have a very young team from our university. I'd like to introduce them to all of you. We have Mr. Jatinder Sadana. Jatinder is the head of Central Placement Cell at MMU. We have Samriddhi Sanjay Modgil from our Mulana campus. We have Manasa Yadav. Manasa is a senior manager with our Central Placement Cell based out of Bangalore office. And we have Mayuresh. He is a local guy, a Maharashtrian, based out of our Pune upcoming activities. I'll not take much of your time. I'd like to invite my colleague Samriddhi Sanjay Modgil to start the action of the evening. Thank you. Over to Samriddhi.
Good evening, Aurangabad. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed attendees. With a great pleasure, I extend a warm welcome to everyone gathered here, making time from their packed schedules for this HR Conference 4.0 happening today, 19th of June 2023. We are truly appreciative of your wonderful presence. Today, we aim to discuss ideas, best practices, and deliberate upon solutions for the current key challenges in the talent retention within these four walls. We look forward to taking a deep dive into the ocean of knowledge that we would be sharing with us by our very esteemed panelists for the night. Let's pledge indulging into meaningful conversations, great networking, and active listening for the event awaiting us. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Together, let's embark upon this intellectual odyssey that awaits us with open hearts and keen minds. Hoping and believing this conference to bring out the best version of our professional selves. Before moving any further, I personally believe, and I'm sure you would all agree, seeking the blessings of the Almighty is an impeccable part. For the same, let us take a moment to illuminate our mind, open our knowledge-absorbing windows by lighting the lamp and invoking the blessings of Goddess Saraswati. To do the honors, I invite Dr. Devashish Rath and Mr. Jatinder Sadana, pillars of MMDU, Mr. Ram Marelapalli, advisor to Endurance Technologies, Mr. Soman Mazumdar, ex-Vice President Corporate Mahindra CEI and advisor to many corporates, and Mr. Prashant Kulkarni, Yashasvi Group. working for a noble cause to spread education and to illuminate minds of the youth, aiming at a better workforce for India. Established in the year 1993, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say that the journey has been long, but the legacy we have created is worth it. We would love to explore more about how MMDU is a pioneer and how the journey of almost 3 decades now has been going up the graph towards the end of this event. Additionally, our partner for the event, HR Aurangabad Forum, is an association of experienced and senior HR professionals from the Aurangabad city. It's a non-government and not-for-profit making association. Their aim is working towards proactive contribution to the HR fraternity's development through brainstorming, knowledge sharing, and coming together. The forum achieves its goals due to the association's premier senior decision makers being part of the organization from the IT and manufacturing industries. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to witness the magic, the reason we've all gathered here today, for the proactive deliberations, thought-provoking discussions, and intellectually stimulating conversations. Our speakers, chosen with great discernment, are luminaries in their respective fields, revered for their erudition and trailblazing contributions. They will empower us with their sagacity and usher us into a realm of knowledge that expands the frontiers of human understanding in terms of current key challenges in talent retention. Pacing up the event, I would take the honor for inviting our esteemed panelists one by one to the stage, and they can come forward and take their seats while I recite their worthy introductions. I also request Mr. Ram Palli and Mr. Saumen Mazumdar to come forward for a floral welcome of our panelists. So please. To begin with, we have with us Ms. Preeti Raj, Executive Vice President and CHRO, Endurance Technologies Limited. Can we please hear for her, everyone? Ms. Preeti is a strategic and transformative HR leader in the service sector, recognized by NASSCOM for DE&I leadership and distinguished women leader on multiple fronts, talent acquisition and more. Enthusiasm. So till I don't hear a huge round of applause, I'm not calling the moderator for the night. Louder, please. Thank you. And finally, our moderator for the show, Ms. Anjali Bhatt, Head HR Truth Transmission, an expert in the field of human resources, industrial relations, environment, health and safety, and with a much more extensive background and wealth of knowledge in various domains. Ms. Bhatt embodies the essence of a true journalist profile with almost 2 decades of experience in the field. Can we please have you, ma'am?
We are all from the HR fraternity, so everyone knows what is the pain and what efforts we take in retaining the best talent. So as the organizations are grappling with the changes, and it is the first priority for every organization to retain the best talent. And somewhere, if we are responding to the global changes and the other technological changes, and unfortunately some of the companies, or we can say we also sometimes forget to, we don't know that some of our employees are unhappy, and we came to know when they step out. So there are different reasons, different industries, different backgrounds of the different sectors. So we are having the experts today. So we can, they are all very renowned HR professionals and very experienced one from the different fields, from the different organizational backgrounds. So we will learn from, we will like to know from them so what, how they are managing, how they are retaining the best talent. So we'll start with from the ladies first. Preeti ma'am. So we'll start with how DI, diversity, equity and inclusion plays an important role in employee retention and what is the impact of DEI?
I think first of all, good evening all. Great to be part of this event. Thank you so much for making me part of this event. So what is DEI? I think we all know, and repeatedly we are talking about the importance of the DEI. Diversity is everything what we see in any organization or any social structure, any difference of thoughts, any difference in opinion, any difference in color, you call it, you name it, any difference into two different individuals is part of diversity. What is equity? Equity is, are you giving equal platform to all to express themselves well? And to do that, are you inclusive at the workplace? And these three elements, you talk about diversity, you talk about equity, you talk about inclusion. These three elements are the core or the base of any talent strategy. If you want to hire, are you providing the equal opportunity, or are you looking at diverse workforce, because that's the reality at the social structure, so are you looking at that? And there is a business scenario behind it. We all know that why diversity is important in today's time. Then coming to, if you're looking at diversity, gender diversity for an example, I'll take simple, example is gender diversity. Are you giving them equal opportunity to be part of the discussion, to be part of the interview process? And are you inclusive? Do you understand what they need? So if you're talking about, recruitment, hiring, manpower planning, managing the talent, engaging the talent, developing the talent, anything or everything of talent strategy, DEI is the base. And if you don't take care of DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion, I think your workforce talent strategy would not work well for the organization. So it's the base, yeah.
Very true, thank you. And my second question is Ranganathan sir. We all know that salary is the one of the parts when people keep on fluctuating from one organization to another organization. So it is an important aspect of the equation. How do you hold the employees in the manufacturing sector, especially when their counterparts in IT sector are getting much higher salaries?
Ma'am, with your permission, a couple of thoughts on diversity, if you may wish, and then I'll jump quickly. See, today organizations are a reflection of the society, and the kind of problems that all of us are going through, maybe it is because of the newer technology, the difference of the diversity of age group that is there in the organization, or the problems that we face as organizations. I think one single focused approach is not going to help solve the problem. You need multiple opinions, you need multiple thought process, and therefore diversity becomes very, very important, as Madam said. And if you don't have people with diverse backgrounds, you are not going to get creative, you're not going to be successful in coming times. So, and as the workforce gets younger by the age, with Gen Z coming into the workforce, this is going to be very, very important. So just thought, Madam, I will just add a couple of thoughts on what you said, but that's what occurred to me. Now coming to my question about salaries. Yes, if I leave my company, I'm going to say I get a better salary. That's the easiest thing to do, because that's where the HR or the manager cannot counter, right? Now, what's happening in the industry today is also a lot of technology innovation into the manufacturing process. I think we have automobile and all the progressive companies. I don't know how much how much manual work you still do in terms of. I think it's all technology everywhere. The question is, are you curating opportunities for the talents, the vanilla diploma, mechanical, diploma, electrical, or even BEs to come out and work on technology? So what we do is we have created a forum called Changing the Face of Operations. We don't call them we're going to be moving to industry A.B or D.B, say X.O, whatever it is. We don't want to say we are at industry this level. But we will progressively move up, and today we are slowly What started initially the resistance to change. But now it's such a big competition amongst teams because we openly share which department promised how many digital interventions they would do and where they are today. So this actively keeps the talent engaged. It gives them an opportunity to try something with new age technology sitting in a factory. So that kinds of delays the attrition. I cannot solve the attrition, it delays the attrition, and the delay is my opportunity to do something good for them. Right? Second, are people leaving? Yes, they are leaving. Why are they leaving? They are leaving for skills like data analytics. Somebody learned AI, they want to go and try AI. There we cannot stop. We do let go. So salary is not a narrative that we are going to buy. No, and Siemens is not a great pay master, by the way. But we curate good learning opportunities for people. We try to imbibe learning as a lifelong habit. So what we have done is we have the best of the learning portals free of cost to us. Like any other big company. So we have Coursera, the Harvard. So we have more than 3,000 learning assets at our mobile phones, at the laptop. What we said, do 23 hours of learning every year, which is also reported. So this makes people employable, and therefore people stay. We have an open IJP policy. So anybody can apply for jobs anywhere in Siemens world, not only in India but anywhere in Siemens world. So at least that helps people to have some hope. The flip side is, okay, I hire somebody and then he says, okay, I found a job in Bombay and I want to move to Bombay. Of course, we live with that problem as far as possible. So we try doing this. Of course, we also try to match salaries where it's a deserving candidates to return. Not to say that we are all good, we are doing that also a bit, but not too much of those. So curating opportunities in your day-to-day life to explore new skills, learn new skills, and experiment. Live with failures here and there. Engage talent by creating good workforce, and open IJP policies, learning, and finally, if need, we do the salary correction when needed, just to put things in perspective. Thanks.
That is a good thing that you are at least providing them like open IGP policy. They can, most of the time, sometimes they get married and they have to leave the job because of the locations. So that is the good thing. At least it will help to retain you to some extent.
It helps in pockets, but sometimes it doesn't. Let me be very honest. So recently we also, we found attrition on one particular area. And so we started up a new office in Pune, a design center in Pune, just that people are now willing to be stable there. Are we successful there? Time will answer. We were just started about 2 months back, but the initial signs are good. But let's see how it goes. The world's changing very, very fast.
Thank you. So my next question is to Somen sir. So what tactics you are using to retain the employees in your country industries?
Thank you. Thank you, Yogesh, for giving me heads up on the topic that you asked me to deliberate and discuss with the entire group here. So instead of talking what activities we are driving, I think that those activities will become obsolete the very next moment. Before we think about it, the candidates are all, or rather some companies may have implemented those ideas, and you will become the grandfather in the entire population. So basically it is strategy which works for any company. And I have jotted down a couple of things. Why Caterpillar, when the whole world is talking about Fortune 500, Caterpillar talks about Fortune 50. And the business we are number one. And that is not because of the products that we are manufacturing. Every 2 years the products are getting phased out, outdated, we are introducing new. It is our people who are our think tank, and they are changing the entire world for us. And we call it legacy. So a couple of things which I would like to emphasize here. The very first thing is our organization values, culture and legacy that we have created for last 100 years. Globally, you go to 170 factories, with 90 engineering centers and IT centers, artificial intelligence, data center, CAD digital, now the new technology which is battery technology. Everywhere you will find the same identity that we live with. And that is becoming our culture. So our values, our individual values are no different than our company values. And if that is aligned, I think most of the employees will identify themselves with the brand with which they are working. The second aspect is the visionary leadership. If the company is not having the visionary leaders, that means the leaders whom we historically say he is leading, but if he is acting in present, is not going to help. The leader has to work 70% in future, 30% with the present time. Because he needs to believe that his team is going to deliver for the present and will secure the future for that brand. The third is what is there for employee. A meaningful job and learning environment. Because many a times we hire talent and we try to make it a dead wood. So are we creating, are we really taking care of their career aspirations, the learning aspirations, the academic aspirations? Because that person is coming from the same group where a lot of aspirations are living and he wants to fulfill that. So we need to analyze, gauge, and then start aligning our organization learning along with the career aspirations of the candidate. The third is, what is your culture? That is basically, I will tag it in 2 words. Whether you are transparently connected with the employees. Most of the time we talk about transparent communication. I feel that is only 33% of the total effort. When I say connect, it is first you need to get emotionally connected with the employees, start communicating with them very transparently, and you need to resolve. You just cannot hear and keep it in the dead box. You need to really resolve those. The third is, the next point is challenging the status quo. If you remain contented with the present state of affairs, state of business, I don't think any employee would like to remain in the status quo situation. They want to see change. And that is the curve in which we live in today's world. The next is internally you need to keep benchmarking the practices and ability to implement change. I will echo with your statement. Caterpillar doesn't ever claim that they are the best paymaster. On an average, I will say we remain at 85% of the market benchmarking. But yeah, so in that kind of state, what we try to bring to our employees is the culture with which they are connected, and it is equality, indiscriminatory culture where no leader is having personal agenda. It is more of an organization agenda which works for the entire company. Then there is a growth and development opportunity which everybody will aspire for, and that is what is available for entire Caterpillar family. So we have close to 2 lakhs employees all over the globe, and it is the entire sphere which is our globe is the opportunity ocean for each and every employee. So IJP, succession planning, internal growth opportunities, lateral opportunities, exploration for different projects are the different opportunities that we provide. The next is work-life balance and value for employee rights and working conditions, which we see as a great value to the entire culture. It is, we value each and everybody's individuality, as well as we try to protect their employees' rights and working conditions. So it is a vast subject which we can talk during our dinner. And the last is employee as your brand ambassador. Product is going to change. Your employee is going to remain with you for a long time. and they are going to remain as your brand ambassador. So whether your employees themselves are taking pride in your brand, are they really taking pride in your work, those things are going to make difference. So for me, these strategic statements or strategic actions are really the retention reasons. Still we have attrition, but when we compare to our market condition, I think I'm far way better than my competition, and that is the magic that we live in. For me, it is 11th year in this company. I was the first employee to start this greenfield project in Aurangabad. Today I am heading the India operation, entire gamut of HR, EHS, enterprise compliance management, 3 location, 5 establishment, 2,500 people. Why I am here? Because of these 9 strategic decisions, strategic statements, strategic gifts which is given by my company. Thank you. Hope I have answered your question.
That's true that without there should be the visionary leadership is very important, and that very well said, that the employees are the brand ambassadors, and it can be in the both ways. Positively, if they will go out, if they are really taken care very well, they will stay with the organization for a long time. And in case if they go out with a negative mindset, they can destroy the image of the company also. So thank you very much. And next question is to Abhinav Jadhav sir. Sir, how does the geographical locations impact the retention? Since you are having, I think, in the Hyderabad and Aurangabad also. So how do you find the difference in the retention, considering that we are into the Marathwada region and the other regions?
Thank you for this question. I will give you a pretext. When the flyer came from Yogesh a couple of days back, the panel was already announced. So mine is a wildcard entry on this stage, right? So I was not prepared, and the whole day I was, one of the tasks which I had on my calendar, which was not there. There is one very big dignity in Aurangabad, and I shared with Yogesh, who is attached to our PMO office. And I had to invest entire day with him and tomorrow also. And suddenly he called up that we wanted to be on a panel, and it was not quite sure on my part whether I will make it to be here or not, because we had a dinner also. But Yogesh, we opted to step out of the dinner, and I thought let's give a priority to Aurangabad HR Forum. When it comes to a location preference, actually this is the biggest challenge for tier 2 cities to attract the right talent. So there are multiple approaches which you can opt to how you, let's say if I put this answer in the context of Aurangabad. Aurangabad has a lot of strengths to attract, right? Be it tourism, be it number of colleges, be it big names like Caterpillar, Skoda, pharmaceutical hub, auto hub. Although these are all external factors to attract the talent, the real success lies in what kind of experience you deliver to your employees and how they become an ambassador to attract the talent from metro cities or where the talent pool is available, right? Because the employee experience is one thing, whatever you all the subject matter experts and authorities are speaks over here. If I have to term everything, what kind of employee experience which you deliver to your employees, and it is not only a month experience, it has to be a day-to-day. We have 302 working days in a calendar year, barring the weekly offs and paid holidays. So that experience really matters a lot. And recently you must have come across, because sir, you are talking about salary. Salary has the least preference in quitting the organizations, right? That is the last reason. It all depends on your experience and what kind of HR intervention you deliver to the organization. And our role as a HR business partner or HR leaders is not a strong bridge, it has to be a reliable bridge, right? Wherein you are connecting employees' emotions with the key opinion leaders of the organization and influencing them to hear the right voice of the people and convert those opportunities by delivering an experience, be it salary, be it career progression. And one of the topmost thing which I believe, we should not be positioning, offering a job. We should offer a career to the aspiring people. So if you really offer a career, I think that will become one of the magnet to attract talent to the cities, tier 2 cities like us. Quite good successful stories. Marla Pande sir is sitting here, the biggest authority. He has seen this industry evaluation of Aurangabad. Had it been the case, there is no space for attracting a talent. The big names which are over here, they would not have in existence. Second thing is about positioning your industrial maturity. That is equally important. It's not only a tourist place, right? The kind of taxes which are being given from Marathwada or Maharashtra, we have a biggest pie in paying the taxes back to the government. So what kind of recipe and USP you come up with and present it to the aspiring talent who wanted to come back. Second thing is about, especially post-COVID, the lifestyle preferences of people have changed. They are really hectic commutation in a cities like Bangalore, in a cities like Pune, in a cities like Mumbai. So what kind of quality of life now Aurangabad offers, that is also equally important, because employee well-being is going to be at the core of the top of the list of when you apply for a job. So these will be different dimensions which we actually can encash upon, and then when we actually present most of the things in management board or to the outside visitors, we talk about attrition rate. Actually, we need to shift it from a retention rate for the subject which we are about. So these are the dimensions which we can actually influence the prospective candidates and bring the right talent to the tier 2 cities like Aurangabad. So I have given justice to your question.
Thank you so much. It was like a wild call I got, Andri, so you are not prepared, and we have done the justice to. We are fully satisfied with your answer. So next question will be to Preeti ma'am again. And does the flexibility and work-life balance have any initiatives help in the retention of the talent?
Better? Yeah. So I think time has come when organizations are talking about work-life integration. There's nothing called work-life balance in today's time. When you are at work, are you able to really follow your passion, what you want to do? Are you able to take care of some of the needs? How organizations are enabling to take care of those requirements, whether you're talking about wellness, you're talking about health, your aspirations, passions. So it's a time of work-life integrations. It's not about only the balance and that helps people, but flexibility certainly helps people, because when we are talking about even diversities or gender diversity or in differently able diversity, you talk about gender diversity, you talk about young generation, they have different needs. When it comes to gender diversity, of course, they have to manage both the ends. So if you have flexibility, it helps them. What kind of programs you have? I will give reference of my previous organization, where for all employees, I come from Bosch, Robert Bosch Business Engineering and Business Solutions, which is the IT sector. So there we had various options for women or rest of the employees, whether they want to work for 75% or 50%, so flexi working hours. In and out, punching in, punching out was something which was not mandated, which is not the case in the manufacturing. Similarly, if you look at what they want to pursue, there's a lot of hobby classes. So those things were also helping them to unwind. Now, if you want to recruit talent, when we say talent is the focus, and talent means it can come from any segment. And if you're saying differently abled is a talent, then are you giving them flexibility to work from home? Are you giving them some flexibility to operate, during the flexi hours? So flexibility works for sure, and this is a new normal for the organizations and industry. Thank you.
Yeah, especially when you want to retain the women workforce, and sometimes because of the family challenges they have to, you lose the good talent because of their family responsibility. And the organizations are flexible and they definitely stay for the longer time.
And young population, basically Gen G.
Yeah.
If you ask me, Gen G, they work for fulfillment. They are not Hello. Yeah. So Gen G, especially Gen G, or the generation which is coming in the workforce, they want to work for fulfillment. They want to work for the creativity. And if you give them a lot of constraints and restrictions at the work atmosphere, the creativity will get lost. So they are not very happy to work on static working hours. They are very, very happy if you give them the flexibility.
Especially the post-COVID and the
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And next question to Ranganathan sir. So with the increased use of AI in the industries and the other IT solutions for managing the employee life cycle, where human touch has been minimized, and how do we manage the human connect for better increase employee retention?
So what technology does is two things. Basically, it gives you leads to where the problem is, and probably it tells you where to go and fix it. Of course, the technology also enables doing the routine task, whether it is employee data management, payroll, etc., more efficiently, and therefore frees up the HR capacity to talk to people. To use these insights from the data and have meaningful conversation with people, there you can go and get the cues and have the problem and address whatever is needed to be addressed. So I think there is no replacement of human-to-human interaction in any organization. And all technology is going to do is to help you get better at it. That's my firm conviction. There are many avenues by which you can obviously, so recently what happened is in Siemens we do once in 6 years we do 6 months we do a Siemens global engagement survey. Now it allows people to give feedback plus open comments. Now this time they have added a feature with ChatGPT inbuilt with it. So I can just pick up those comments, or I can say this is the area, let us say work-life balance, this is a proxy. And it just goes through all the comments that are written under that work-life balance and synthesizes those comments and tells me what is the essence of the feedback with some indicative suggestions of what we could do. But forget the suggestions, but I don't have to read through 5,000 comments to understand what's written. So that's how technology is giving me those insights. And now I know what to do using my intelligence and say where the pocket the problem lies. So that's how the technology is going to make us sharper in our jobs.
Yeah, thank you. So next question goes to Biswa sir. And where we are talking about now, it has become in many industries like hybrid model type, they are using that alternate or something like that, or work from flexibility, we just Kriti ma'am told. Retention in the shop floor where there's work from home for the manufacturing sector is not possible. So how it is difficult to extend and how we can retain for the manufacturing sectors?
I think there we need to really remain little adamant from the management perspective because of certain things. I will not again emphasize on the activities or what we are doing in the plant, factory, in office space or in warehousing or for the service division. I'll just go with a couple of statements that we have followed for last 50, 60 years now. So work from home or remote working or hybrid model is not new for Caterpillar. It is prevailing since ages in our company or in our family. Second thing, when people talk about, one of the example is people talk about sexual harassment at workplace. We have this gender harassment, anti-gender harassment policy for last 70 years in our company. So this kind of companies are basically little progressive in setting the trend for the industries. So few things that I will highlight again as bulleted points. While deciding what is good for your industry or company or for the factory or engineering center, whatever it is, purpose and essence of job need to be understood by the team first. That means the nature of job has to be, nature of job will decide whether that work is really asking for hybrid model, factory working or work from home. So some of the jobs we have kept it work from home since day one. That person is only asked for some celebrations or gifts or for certain other activities, but really not for any other purpose. The second is more towards compliance. We as company need to decide between personal choice and organization need, which needs to be categorized very clearly. So only for the reason of retaining, are we giving this work from home model, then I think there is a discrimination that we are bringing in the picture. Because we are not, when we are not giving it for everyone, and there we are, if we are not considering nature of job, that means it is discriminatory practice that we need to eliminate. Second is work-life integration or work-life balance to be made understood by the entire population. What exactly company means with work-life integration or work-life balance, that we need to make them understand. Is it a luxury? Is it a leisure? Is it more effective way of working or meaningful job that we are extracting from employees? That we need to make our organization more aware. The next part is smoke screen, sense of discrimination, inequality, etc. to be cleared up. Again, I will re-emphasize that one practice should not be viewed as discriminatory stand by other set of people. Again, this work from home or flexible working or all these things are not gender oriented. For female, we implement something. For males, we are asking some compulsion. Those things should not remain. So that smoke screen need to be cleared up, and that is by way of connect, communicate and resolve. That is the philosophy through which we do most of the time. And this work from home or remote working or flexible working should not be mixed with employee rights and working condition. So we need to make our employees very clear that this is not terms and condition of employment. This is one mode of working. So it should be really categorized as a separate pointer in the employment arena, and it should not be brought as terms and condition of employment. And next is robust, uniform and regular communication to restrict any wildfire or gossip in the company, like some favoritism, discrimination, all these things. So you need to keep clarifying those points. You need to restrict those wildfire discussions in the company. The next is again the leadership part. So every leader, irrespective of grade or seniority, need to set example, because leaders infect people positively. And if they say, by sitting in their bedroom through a live Teams chat, that you people are very productive, keep doing work in the factory, that is not the right way. That is the polar end of setting wrong example. So we need to really lead from the front or from wherever we are. The last one is remain aligned with the industry norms and best practices. So don't, in this area particularly, I don't want to be outcasted. Yeah. So there we need to keep doing that intel, bringing those intels in the company, try to analyze it, what is good for my company, my industry, my setup, be it in engineering center or be it in factory. And that benchmarking need to take place, and the right decision will come out from those deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you. We wish, we are from the manufacturing sector, we wish we could get sometimes hybrid model or work from home, but that is not possible, we know that. So my next question to Jadhav sir is, that currently recruiters are like tingling with the gap between the acquired knowledge and the required knowledge. And what you suggest to overcome this gap and get the right talent?
You are talking about required knowledge, the gap in knowledge, right? The biggest, according to my experience, and perhaps panel and you will fully or partially agree with me, the biggest challenge we have to deal with our internal stakeholders. And when it comes to internal stakeholders, I'm talking about the hiring manager. If their expectations are not clear to them, what kind of justice you will give to a recruitment, right? So the biggest bandwidth or biggest role which we have to play with educating our, and your experience will differ from company to company, but one of the biggest learning and takeaway for me is to actually develop your supervisors, develop your managers who are people manager to the expected level of knowledge, so that they in turn give a justice to the aspirant students, a candidate who is coming. But when it comes to a gap, we should be very clear about, you are talking about vision, mission, and values, right? So we need to hire a person and we need to have a judgment, clear judgment while hiring, whether this person is bringing skills, required knowledge, but over and above that there is attitude, right? So if skills and these gaps can be really filled in when the candidate is on board, but you should not compromise on attitude and behavior of the candidate, right? One of the story which I can bring it to the table in a short span of time. We all know the 26/11 event, right? 26/11 event is known for the terrorist attack in Mumbai, and I happened to meet, if Marla Palesal may recollect, we had a Taj group of hotels, CHRO over here in Rama International, and I happened to interact with him. If you look at that story deeply, there was not a single casualty of a guest in that particular terrorist attack, right? If you go into deep dive, we have seen the videos of general manager of Taj group of hotels whose family got killed next to the room, but the general manager was having the CCTV vigilance in the control room at that point of time. And I asked him out of curiosity what kind of sacrifice these people could make. They said that we hire a people instead of big cities rather than tier 2 or villages who brings the right attitude to the organization, and we invest on their skills. So it is a choice you have to make whether you want a tailor-made person to be brought in, or you are reliable on your systems and your faith in these organization values, whether you will develop the required skill and then hire for our attitude. So it will differ from HR professional to HR professional, management to management, how to bridge this gap. So there is no tailor-made answer. Everything lies on, that's why I continuously repeat a word called experience, right? So what kind of L&D programs you have, if you have a faith in your learning and growth, that the required skill can be built over a period of 6 months, 1 month, and those employees can be brought to the expected level of skills. I think these are the answers lies within the organization rather than outside the organization. This is my take.
Exactly. The organizations can teach the skills and the other things, but they cannot taught the behavior and the loyalty. Next question to the Preeti ma'am. So, have you seen sometimes the burnouts in the signs in the employees? And if you yes, then how to tackle? How you have tackled this?
Yeah, I think I have answered this question in my earlier question. Yeah. So, burnout is obvious, especially in a city like metro cities, any of the metro cities where people have to travel both the sides, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Working hours is also tedious. Work demand is increasing from the people. So, burnout is very, very obvious at the workplace. What we do and what we have done, as I said, it's a time for the work-life integration. So, what individual needs to unbind themselves at the workplace, I think we have to bring in those elements at the workplace. What are those elements? Mindfulness is one thing. We have gone through this COVID time, and when the employees were told to be at home, we have noticed a lot of complaints on depressions and issues when people were talking about, being alone in away from the family, being alone at home. So we started everyday mandatory class for the mindfulness. We have started yoga at the workplace. That's something which we have started. Wellness has been given a lot of importance. 24/7 counseling. Rotation sometimes, that helps people to take up some kind of, we emphasize that people should be availing their leave. So we do not have leave encashment policy in the organization now. So it's just a contrary of when we are talking about, that you should be taking care of your well-being, you should be availing your leave. On the other side, we are saying that you have a facility of encashing. Many of the people would end up encashing it, so we remove that. So these are a few things which we have attempted in our organization to create the environment where people can unwind and can relax and contribute. Thank you.
So I think the discussion we have, I would like to take a last 1 or 2 questions in the brief. So there is a talent war across the industry to get the right talent. So what is your strategy to bring the right talent?
I think the answer is fairly answered by all of us while answering many questions. What is it there in for the employee more than what is, we have to be very, very employee centric or candidate centric here, and see what do they get, do they grow in their careers. One of my managers would say, अगर आपके CV में 1 साल में अगर कुछ नया आइटम नहीं है तो फिर सोचा करो. So he would say interview दो but job मत change करो. So looking back at our own resumes for the last 6 months, if there's not going to be anything new, then something is wrong somewhere fundamentally. So are we creating opportunities for people to learn, people to experiment? Do they have a good team to work with, good culture? And we talked all about the culture aspects. I'm not going to be repeating. All of us have said some very great practices today. I think that's what is going to change today. So many people are joining startups for what? I mean, I don't think people are the current generation is not so fixated towards a brand. They are fixated to what is it that they're going to get. Am I going to be fulfilled with what I'm going to do at the end of the day? If you are able to touch that chord, I think you will be able to write the right talent and then groom them. As Sir said, hire for attitude, train for skills.
So, thank you, sir. My last question, it is open to all the 4 of the panelists, anyone can answer. So there's a discussion on the trends like moonlighting and poet quitting. So how to overcome this, especially in the IT industries or those who are working from the home? So anyone can, please.
I would like to answer this question because today we had a discussion with one of the person who came from IBM, and he said while depositing the PF, they realized that one employee was working with 4 companies simultaneously. And moonlighting is one of the repercussion, or you can say disadvantage, of working from home or working from anywhere, because a lot of people have. So I think, what is the reason behind it? Is it because they want to work on various projects, or they want to enhance their earning potentials? And all these areas today, organizations are talking about. Organizations are talking about gig economy, gig worker, how we can give them opportunity to use their passion at the workplace and earn for that. I can take example of my previous company. There we also looked at if somebody has passion for photography and they want to come and help us for some photography sessions, why we should not be paying them or paying somebody outside. So I think giving avenues inside the organization also can reduce it. This is a positive reinforcement. So I'm talking about all the negative reinforcement are tried by various organizations and all the HR practitioners, but some of the positive reinforcement also can be tried through different methods. Thank you.
That's great, sir.
This moonlighting word is introduced since last 2 to 3 years, but it also brings with some responsibility, right? What kind of acts, laws, everything which allows us to do. And you also need to diagnose why people have started thinking of having a dual employment. But at the same time, your role as a HR and your role as a management comes into picture. What are the associated risks which you are carrying and how you are doing injustice to the society as well? Because if I'm doing a dual job between 9 to 5 with one company and after 6 o'clock, I'm also depriving someone's rights of to be in a full-time equivalent employment also. So there is again, as I said, there is no tailor-made answer, but what kind of awareness and what kind of sensitization you do with the workforce associated risk. Again, we talked about a work-life balance, right? Work-life balance is just a jargon, right? Let's be very clear with all of us. It's very fancy word to use. Actually, whether our life is for work or work is for life, it's a basic question, right? So offering work-life balance as a tagline is just good for building a brand. But again, it comes, there are some employees who work for 12 to 13 hours, which I have personally seen, but they are still motivated to come on a right time very next day. So again, it is an output of their day-to-day work experience at workplace which keeps them motivated. And then again, they come back with the same zeal and with the same passion to work. So these are different dimensions which bring, but when it comes to moonlighting, I think we need to be employer, responsible employer, spreading the right awareness as well as right culture so that employees will not have a thinking in their mind to go for a moonlighting options. This is what my take is all about. Thank you.
Right, sir. Thank you. There are so many questions, and there can be a discussion throughout whole night. But still having the time constraint, I think we should stop here. So thank you very much, panelists, for such a wonderful insight of your experience. Thank you very much.
Do not offer a job, offer a career is my major takeaway from the discussion today. What a wonderful discussion and indeed a lot of takeaways. We are privileged to have had such a distinguished panel representing diverse perspectives and areas of expertise. Each panel member has brought their unique insights, experiences and wisdom to the table, enriching our understanding and sparkling new ideas. I request the panel to please take seats in the audience as we head towards a special presentation for the evening. Following this, we will have the memento distribution and honoring our worthy panelists. Thank you. A journey of 28 years now. Great opportunities, greater education, greatest culture. A long legacy. To throw light upon and to make you all shine with what MMU really is, I humbly invite our head for corporate relations, campus placements and industrial lines, Mr. Jatinder Sadana, for a quick presentation.
It was really promising, and whatever we got today by Soman sir, Rajagopalan sir and Preeti ma'am told about the hiring, retention and everything, we'll take back home a lot of things back. So we are doing this conference as a 5th series. We started up doing conference in Mumbai, then we moved to Hyderabad, then we did it in Bangalore, and now we are in Aurangabad. So coming to Aurangabad is always special to us. We did one conference with Aurangabad HR Forum, I believe before COVID.
January 19th.
January 19th, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So sir, this is the memory sir has, and I really appreciate. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इस तरह से जो insights हमें मिलते हैं ना, last discussion का एक insight है, मैं वो आप लोगों के साथ share करना चाहूँगा. So there was a discussion sir कि employees आते हैं, हम उसे 2 साल सिखाते हैं, 3 साल सिखाते हैं organization में, और वो छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. So there was one senior gentleman, HR head to a company, CHRO for that group. He told that whenever we have such kind of discussions with my management, so my management is always saying one thing to us, that an employee leaving in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, we are giving back to the nations. So we training that employee going back, joining an other company, we are serving back to the nations. So I believe if we have that kind of an intellect, that kind of a thought process, we'll start training employees, and the retention point which we were discussing, they will definitely be retained. So I'll quickly take you to my university as a snapshot. So what you can see on screen is uncommon appearance, common by deeds. So these are our recent batch placed students, placed in all of the topmost companies like MU, Sigma, Informatica, Amazon, PwC, Deloitte, Microsoft, EY, Trident, Philips. So one thing common which I want to share with all of you is, we never thought of bringing those companies to our campus. So, but we had a vision, my management had that vision that we would bring those all companies which are going to IITs, NITs to our campus. We opened our office in Bangalore and we are proud sharing that we are almost 7 years plus with our Bangalore office and we are running it very successfully. So later on we'll be definitely coming up with our next office in Pune as well. Please, if you can. So this is our activity milestone. We started up with our group, with our first engineering college in 1993. And the legacy continues on. It's 2022. One pointer is missing out that I'll tell you. That we have 200 plus courses in our campus, right from international schools, we have courses till PhD. And we run 3 medical colleges also. Next slide, please. So this is one of the latest rankings which we have got is accredited by NAC A++, which comes under only top 3% institutions in the country. Recently NRF ranking, which is a government ranking, we are being ranked almost among 78th in top universities in India. Our pharma and medical college are into the top 50 categories. And in international rankings also worldwide, we are rating amongst top 500 universities of the world. Next slide. So this is something very interesting, what we are here and what we can plan discussing in the networking session. So we have some center of excellence in the core. Bosch Mechanical Lab is there. Then we have Cisco, National Instruments and Google. And connecting to that, we have a skill center there, which works on the major skills that are requirement of the industry. So we have been tying up, we have certain MOUs done after the COVID, which trains our students and help them build the industry requirements in them. So this is something which everybody looks on, the innovation center, the campus business park. So proudly sharing that we have a campus business park in our university campus in which almost 10 plus companies are operating. Right after first year, when a student comes in to our campus, they start working on internships kind of a thing. And almost starting from a minimum base of 5,000 to 20,000 that companies are offering as an internship stipend to our students. So this is one glimpse of the event that we keep on doing startup events in campus just to promote that startup entrepreneurship skills into the students. So this is a highlight of what I was talking about, the Mumbai chapter we did in the Mumbai. This is about the Hyderabad camp conference. So the latest one in Bangalore. So probably we'll add the next slide in Pune also for Aurangabad chapter. So these are certain glimpses of the recruiters which are regularly coming to us. So some of our brand ambassadors, I would like to highlight one or two. The first one, Mr. Mohit Gambhir. He is the Innovation Director in Government of India. So what he does is, he gives that fund to private and public universities in India to establish the innovation cells in that particular university. So latestly, he has given a university, I would not like to name out, but they have given a fund of almost 10 crore rupees for the innovation cell of that particular university. So this is the kind of leverage, this is the kind of brand ambassadors we have into the industry and public sector domain. Just a glimpse of certain dignitaries which are coming to campus. So Yuvraj Singh Cricket Academy we have in our campus only. Kailash Kher, Baba Ramdev. Just a glimpse also, if you can please play the last slide. Last slide. Courses 1. So these are the courses which we have in our campus. You can have an insight about it. And recently we have also started some online programs So we in the networking session we can discuss it in detail. That as if for your company you are looking forward for graduates to do the post graduation or anything of like that sort of online education we have. So this is about our trust. We have in total 3 campuses. So we are from parent campus Mulana. We have one campus in Sadhupur that is on Chandigarh highway and one campus in Solan, Himachal Pradesh. That's it. Thank you all for the patience listening.
So thank you for this amazing presentation and facts about MMU. Requesting Mr. Prashant Kulkarni to please come forward and share a presentation for Yashasvi Group. Sir, please.
So I am Prashant Kulkarni. I am taking care of business development and marketing in Yashasvi Group. So I will not take much time of yours because I know that now bach gaya already. So video, only 5 minutes video, then I will talk for 2 minutes only. So I will take only 7 minutes of yours.
India on the global manufacturing map and create millions of jobs within the homeland, the Prime Minister has unveiled the dynamic and visionary Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, recognizing the vital role of skill development in increasing employment opportunities. Yashasvi has already undertaken several initiatives to bring about real tangible results with a positive social impact. One such initiative, Yashasvi's innovative Learn and Earn scheme, is proving to be a catalyst for social change, as it is empowering economically weaker youth through meaningful and relevant technical education. Under the Learn and Earn scheme, students who are a minimum 10th pass, 12th, ITI, diploma or degree in the age group of 18 to 30 years are enrolled through a selection process by the respective company. The selected student gets on-the-job training for 3 to 4 years in the company and also undergoes classroom instructions for the diploma program in the respective field. The company provides on-the-job training for 8 hours daily as per its shift schedule. On completion of the first shift's training, Yashasvi's faculty impart classroom instructions as per the syllabus through hybrid mode. Yashasvi conducts theory and practicals if required in nearby colleges. During the program, the company pays selected students a minimum monthly stipend as per the prevailing market rate in nearby industry, with increase of 10% after completion of the first year and 15% after completion of the second year. Apart from providing facilities such as uniforms, safety shoes, canteen, transport and insurance coverage, etc. By the end of the training, the student not only earns a government-recognized diploma or advanced diploma in the respective industrial sector, but also gains valuable confidence to stand on his or her own feet. Yashasvi is affiliated to Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education, MSBTE. The courses offered include Diploma in Manufacturing Science, Diploma in EV Mobility, Diploma in Electromechatronics and other. Yashasvi is also affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, STPU. The courses offered include Diploma in Supply Chain and Logistics Management, Diploma in Retail Management, Diploma in Hospitality Management and others. Yashasvi is also affiliated to Langaran Tech Skills University and National Skill Development Corporation, NSDC, for the implementation of Learn and Earn scheme. Currently, Learn and Earn scheme is implemented in many industrial sectors across India. More than 27,000 students have successfully completed their diploma program, and they all have been placed with various multinational and nationally reputed companies on roll, with the salary ranging from rupees 18,000 to 30,000 per month. All this has been accomplished without any government funding and without any financial contribution from students. It is a 100% industry-sponsored program and a perfect example of a successful strategic collaboration between the industrial and academic community. Taking the program further, Yashasvi has partnered with Maharashtra State Probation and Aftercare Association for the social upliftment of the most vulnerable kids in the society. 400 women from a self-help group are being empowered as they prepare and supply tiffin boxes and stitch uniforms through a tie-up between a self-help group and Yashasvi. This is instilling the spirit of entrepreneurship in these women. Not only are these initiatives like the Learn and Earn scheme increasing the talent pool of skilled manpower at the local level, but they're also contributing to the macro and social levels as students from the undervalued sections of the society learn valuable self-supporting skills that make them Yashasvi citizens. We appeal to decision makers at the highest level to make the most of this opportunity to partner with Yashasvi and create a real impact in the lives of those who deserve it most.
Thank you for watching this film. Actually, Learn and Earn scheme is not new for Aurangabad. In fact, it is not new for Maharashtra only because we have launched it in 2010 only. So at that time we were having our affiliation with Yashwantrao Chavan Maharashtra University as well as MSBT also. But now we have relaunched it with some new courses. And many students have, as we see in the AV, that many students have got the permanent jobs in many companies. So some of companies are here only, like Caterpillar, Bajaj में कुछ लोग हैं, तो बहुत सारे लोगों को इस स्कीम की वजह से एक परमानेंट जॉब की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली, खूब सारे लोगों को परमानेंट जॉब मिला. सो ये एक अच्छी बात है इस स्कीम की. और इसमें क्या था, पहले 2010 में लर्न एंड अर्न आया, उसके बाद में नीम आया, उसके बाद में अप्रेंटिसशिप आया. सो नीम के लिए पीएफ डिपार्टमेंट में काफ़ी सारे लोगों को कुछ नोटिस भेजे थे कि कुछ कंपनियों को उन्होंने कुछ इंक्वायरीज लगाए थे. तो हमने सोचा कि लर्न एंड अर्न के लिए हर कंपनी से एक सवाल आएगा कि इस स्कीम के लिए पीएफ एप्लीकेबल है क्या. सो दैट लेटर it is there in your kit also. So we have asked question to PF department that is it applicable, PF is applicable to Learn and Earn scheme. So the central PF commissioner has given this answer to Yashasvi, or this reply to Yashasvi, that it is not applicable. In 2015 PF department have given the clarification that who is not eligible for PF, या PF किन लोगों के लिए applicable नहीं है. तो उसमें सिर्फ 3 क्राइटेरिया थे. पहला क्राइटेरिया ये था, देयर शुड नॉट बी एम्प्लॉय रिलेशनशिप. तो यहाँ पे लर्न एंड अर्न स्कीम में जो भी स्टूडेंट आता है या जो भी ट्रेनी आता है वो यशस्वी के रोड पे होता है, तो देयर इज नो एम्प्लॉय एंड एम्प्लॉय रिलेशनशिप. सेकंड क्राइटेरिया वाज दैट के दैट ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग शुड बी इंटीग्रल पार्ट ऑफ हिज करिकुलम. तो लर्न एंड अर्न स्कीम में क्या है, 80% इज देयर ऑन द जॉब ट्रेनिंग एंड 20% इज देयर थियोरेटिकल ट्रेनिंग. तो ये जो दूसरा क्राइटेरिया है वो भी फुलफिल हो जाता है. और तीसरा क्राइटेरिया उसमें ये था कि उन्हें जो सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा, दैट सर्टिफिकेट शुड बी सेंट्रल और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट रिकॉग्नाइज्ड सर्टिफिकेट. सो नाउ दैट सर्टिफिकेट व्हिच दे आर गेटिंग, दैट इज एमएसबीटी डिप्लोमा ओनली एंड दैट इज स्टेट गवर्नमेंट सर्टिफिकेट. और अगर हम पैन इंडिया की बात करें सो वी कैन गो फॉर पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी ऑल्सो, तो वो सर्टिफिकेट भी गवर्नमेंट रिकॉग्नाइज्ड सर्टिफिकेट है. तो ये तीनों क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल होते हैं, इसलिए इनको पीएफ एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. तो ये 2015 में पीएफ डिपार्टमेंट ने क्लैरिफिकेशन दिया था. उसके बेस पे हमने उनको ये पूछा था, मतलब ये पीएफ डिपार्टमेंट को हमने क्या बोलते हैं उसको अपील किया था कि भाई कंसिडरिंग दैट क्लैरिफिकेशन शुड लर्न एंड अर्न स्कीम इज हैविंग पीएफ, और उनको एप्लीकेबल है कि नहीं पीएफ. तो इसके ऊपर उन्होंने ये क्लैरिफिकेशन दिया, इट इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल टू देम. सो इट इज वेरी क्लियर that PF is not applicable. ज़्यादातर कंपनियों का सवाल यही होता है कि क्या है, PF है कि नहीं, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर अगर कुछ आता है, कुछ थ्रेट आता है तो वो PF का ही आता है, बाकी सारी चीज़ें नहीं होती. सो लर्न एंड अर्न स्कीम उस मामले में एकदम क्लियर है, PF is not applicable to learn and earn candidates. After that, it is win-win situation for all. Company will get a candidate who will sustain for 3 years. Student will get a diploma without spending any money, and after 3 years it is not mandatory on company to take him on his role. If you are having relevant vacancy, you can, and if the candidate is good, you can take him. Otherwise it is not mandatory on you to take him on your own. So there are many benefits of learn and earn scheme. You all are, जैसा मैंने कहा कि ये नई स्कीम नहीं है लोगों के लिए, तो मैं इसके बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा. आप सबके मेल आईडीज और नंबर्स तो मेरे पास आएंगे, तो मैं सबको ये सारी चीज़ें एक बार फिर से नए से मेल करूँगा, तो मिलके काम करेंगे और स्टूडेंट्स का भी भला हो और कंपनी का भी भला हो और सब मिलके आगे चले. इस तरीके से हम लोग आगे जाएंगे. थैंक यू.
Very much, sir. It has been a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mind-filling thoughts, positive solutions, constructive discussions. This definitely calls for rewarding and showering our gratitude upon our esteemed panelists for their time, sharing of very deep and intellectual discussions, and making it worth our time. To do the honors, I'd like to invite upon the stage Dr. Devashish Rath and Mr. Jatinder Sadana. Sir, please. Mr. Abhinav Yadav. Please come ahead and acknowledge the organizers for the event. Sir, please. Can you please have the class? Louder applause, please.
Thanks to my friend Devashish Yogesh Jadhav. Every quarter he brings something here in Aurangabad. We tried many times to get the sponsors. We are not getting. And he gets the sponsor. That is real beauty of the, Now he is having one more program in Pune in 25. CHRO conference. It will be a big event. So we should appreciate his enthusiasm, his initiatives, hard work, commitment, bringing together the HR professionals. Normally we are not coming together. Such events bring together to us. We always talk. We should come together, work together, living together, and connect with each other. This is the best connect, connecting the professionals, and this is one of the best event where the very learned professionals from the HR, IR, ER, coming together. They discuss very sensitive issues, nicely asked by the Anjali, very sensitive questions to each speaker, and they enlighten us. So without taking much time, I really appreciate and wish all the best to this institute, because he is a very good friend of mine for last many years. Many times he invited me to come to their university, but due to some reasons it did not happen. Thank you once again. All the best.
To invite our guiding force, Dr. Debashish Rath, Vice President, Placement, Industrial Relationship and Branding, MMDU, to extend the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion and appreciate those who've contributed to the success of this event. Sir, please.
Thank you, Samriddhi. Being a sponsor, wants are unlimited, expectations are unlimited, and we push it always. Thanks to good young friend Yogesh Jadhav to make it happen. Thanks to my entire team at MMU. We have been syncing from 3 locations for this event. From our parent campus, that is in Mulana. This is a small place near the city of Ambala, near Chandigarh. We are syncing from our corporate office in Bangalore as well as Mayuresh in Pune. And wherever Yogesh was mobile, he was keeping on connecting. I understand the difficulties when you do such kind of a large event on a working day. It starts late. I have been traveling to Aurangabad since last 5 to 6 years. I understand the geography of the city, how you commute, reach here and all that. Above all, as I said, being a sponsor, being a university, we always strive our best to achieve the excellence. As Jatinder and my team said, we did an event in Mumbai, then we moved to Hyderabad, we did in Bangalore, we are here today in Aurangabad, and 23rd we are in Pune. So we are trying our level best to set a bar to ourselves, how to improvise next of the events. We'll keep on coming back to all of you, and it is also my moral obligation and rights on behalf of Yogesh to thanks to our co-sponsors team also who are present over here. Thanks everyone, thanks Aurangabad, and we'll break for the dinner. Thank you. Yes.